I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've done a video, like for ages. I just have not got the time. The last time I'm doing videos, I was furloughed from work, so I had loads and loads of time, but now I've got back to work, so my time just for this is not just as generous as it was beforehand. So I thought I may as well just give one a go now that we're in another lockdown for the time being. So today I thought I'd make something very easy and very simple. It's a lemon drizzle cake. It's such a light and fluffy cake. It's one of my favorites to make. So the first thing that you'll need is, quite obviously, a lemon. So what we're going to do with this first is we're going to grate a rind out of it. So I'm just going to use my grater. Okay, now I've got my lemon all grated and rounded up. I'm going to set that to side for now, and we are going to focus on our other ingredients. So now I've got my lemon sorted, I'm just going to leave that to the side. And now I'm going to focus on my butter and sugar and getting it all nice and mixed. So here I've got about 4 ounces of butter. So again, I'm just going to plop that into the bowl. And a knife would have been helpful, so I'm just going to go grab that. Right, time to get this out. So yeah, I've got 4 ounces of butter / spread, so I've got that in the bowl. And as well as that, I will need 6 ounces of caster sugar. So again, just going to plop that into the bowl. And we are going to give that a good mix with our beaters. Right, I've got my butter and my sugar mixed. So again, as I said in previous videos, it's just like wee fluffy clouds, so I don't know if I can properly show this. So yeah, you just want a nice fluffy consistency like that. So once I have done that, I have got 2 eggs. I've already beaten them. So again, I'm just going to add that into the mixture and give it another beat. Right, so now I've got my butter, eggs and sugar all incorporated, mixed up. I am going to add in my flour. So what you will need is, you'll need about 6 ounces of self-raising flour. So again, that's just going to go into the mixture. So I'm just going to set that in and we'll mix again. And I forgot one more thing before we mix that flour and butter all together. We need to add in the important ingredient, the lemon rind. So I'm just going to add that in. And then on top of that, I've got about 4 tablespoons of milk. So again, that's just going to be added into the mixture too. Now I've got everything in the bowl, we're just going to mix it. Right, my mixture is all mixed, so I'm just going to scrape these beaters and it will be ready to go in the oven. So first of all, just going to get rid of these and scrape the excess sponge matter. Right, now that our cake mixture is ready, I am just going to put this into a small loaf tin. So I've just got this greased and lined, so again, you're just going to put this mixture in the tin and it should be ready to go. Right, now I have my cake batter in the tin. It's ready to go to the oven, which I have about heating at about 180 degrees Celsius. So this should probably take about 35 to 40 minutes in the oven. Or my unwritten rule of doing sponge is when you stick a skewer into it and it comes out clean, and that's as good as any. So I'm just going to pop this into the oven now. Right, now that your cake is cooking in the oven, you now want to focus on your lemon glaze slash syrup. So the lemon that we had earlier, we're going to cut it in half, which I've done already, and we are going to then put it into a juicer. So I'm going to use this. This was my great aunt's juicer and probably quite old, but you know what, it's one of the best kitchen gadgets I've had. So I am just going to again just my lemons. Right, now I've got my lemons juice, and just the thing I like about this juicer is so handy. So you just lift that up and there's your lemon juice sitting in a wee cup for you, which is great. Sorry, I'm just getting overly excited. Something as simple as that, yeah, lockdown can do that to you. So now I've got my lemon juice, I've got about approximately about 60 grams, 2¼ ounces of icing sugar. So again, I am just literally going to add this juice into my icing sugar and give it all a good stir. So again, when you do this, you're going to get like a very thick, sort of syrupy-like consistency, and that's exactly what you want when you pour it into the hot cake. And it'll just, you will be left with a cake that's quite sticky on the outside, but very light and fluffy in the middle, and it's just perfect. Like, so again, it's such a simple cake, and it's so light, so fluffy, and just lovely. So it is. Right, now that you've got that all stirred and mixed your lemon juice and your icing sugar, I'm just going to leave it to the sides. You may find there'll be like wee lumps of icing sugar in the mixture still, but honestly don't worry, by the time your cake's ready, that will all be gone and you've been left with a nice smooth lemon syrup. So again, I'm just going to leave this sitting and we'll continue waiting for our cake to be finished. My cake has been in the oven. I found in this oven it actually took about 45 minutes. So again, once you're finished, you've got a lovely, nice golden brown cake. And as I said previously, the tried tested method for sponge. So I'm just going to skewer the cake, and again, it comes out almost clean, and that's pretty much what you want. So again, I'm just going to stick a couple of holes into that. Let's save a minute, but yeah. So now I've punched a few holes, I'm going to actually add in, now that my cake is hot, I'm going to add in my lemon syrup. So again, you just want to give this cake a good cover with the glaze. And the reason why I put a few holes in, it just helps get that juice into the sponge. So again, you've got a nice, moist, fluffy sponge at the end. So again, once you put this in, I'll show it to you in a second, it just leaves a lovely, nice, shiny glaze on top of your cake. And again, this is one of the most simplest of cakes, but again, it is literally one of the tastiest. It's just, I find this cake is a perfect example of simplicity at its best. So again, now that you've got your lemon juice all over the top of your cake, as you can see, it leaves a nice shiny finish. So I'm going to leave this sitting in the tin for about 20-25 minutes, just to allow all that juice to seep into the sponge, and then we'll get it out cooling in a wire rack. So now I've had my cake sitting out for a good 20-25 minutes, about getting around that time. So it's just giving a chance for all the juice to sort of seep into the sponge. So as much as I would love to serve this, it's still got a lot more cooling to do, and I'm going to help speed up the process by putting it onto a wire rack. So again, you're just going to be very, very gentle with it. And again, you're just going to leave it sitting on there. Eventually I got it off, and at the minute I've got a little bit of juice at the bottom of the pan, so I'm just going to literally pour that over the cake and just help that glaze over a wee bit more. And again, I'm just going to leave this sitting for, again, another probably about a half an hour to an hour. I know this is so tempting to take a bite out of it, but again, it's best to just let it sit for a bit longer. Temptation is always key. Now I have enough time for my cake to cool completely. It is finally now ready to eat. So as you can see, I'm just going to briefly show you the finished product. So again, it's got a nice glaze at the end. So I really can't get stuck into this. So I'm going to finally cut myself a slice. And already you can hear how moist this is. Again, I just can't wait to start eating this. So again, I'll just show you the slice. So again, you've got a nice, moist, fluffy cake, and already it just smells so delicious. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's it. Again, it's nice and sweet with the sugar and the icing sugar, but then you've got a nice sort of sharp tang from the lemon as well, so it balances out really nicely. And again, the fluffy cake just gives it an even nicer consistency. Again, I hope you can try this at home, and thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch this. And again, don't forget to give a like, subscribe and comment. Thank you. Bye.